Outer Orange.
Europe. So people have asked me questions. Number one question has been, how did Vision perform in the Bureau, in the Bureau tournament organization scene versus, other ones that I worked with, etc., etc. It's the first question I got asked. And my answer to that is actually really well. There was a little bit, I'm going to be honest, by the way, this is like totally brutal honesty. I'm going to be as honest as possible without mentioning any names. Because I don't want to do that. Overall, they performed really well from my perspective. Just want that to be known. From my perspective, it went really well. It was a little shaky at first. We did a little bit rehearsal. Yeah, I'm talking about Vision. So let me give you guys context. Vision was the tournament organizer for the NALA region for Bushiroad 2023 for V Premium that just happened. And yes, I had to say all that just so it's very clear exactly which one we're talking about. This has nothing to do with Europe. Europe and AO regions are excluded out of this because they were not involved in that. Specifically, NALA region, I'm the one that casted for them, and this is from a caster's perspective and anything else that I might have seen along the way. It was a little shaky at first, because there was kind of some toss up between knowing what's going on and information going back and forth, and it felt a little shaky. However, once the stage was on and it was Saturday morning and everything started and we were ready to go for show, it went very well. And I give massive props to Vision for performing extremely well, because that was one of the questions I had, is how they did. But the second question is did it feel okay? Did things run smoothly? Were there any issues? All that kind of stuff. Strangely enough, I got asked a lot of these questions. So I haven't seen obviously the VODs or anything like that, because obviously I don't have access to them. So I have no idea from that perspective how things went, but for me it felt like it went pretty smoothly. But overall, I will say we didn't have any, as far as I saw, based off production perspective, there were no problems. Stream went really well in my opinion. Streamer that was for Vision performed really well. I think communication, I gotta talk about communication. So communication in my opinion was by far the best out of all the ones that we've done this far. So I've been a part of 2021, 2022. 2021 I think I did 2 formats, and 2022 I did all 3 formats. And obviously now I'm doing this format. Out of all the communications and everything that has gone down, the one we just had was by far the best one. We knew exactly what was going on at every time of day. Everyone was on top of each other, between the organizers and Bushiroad and the streamer and the casters and everything. It was super well done, and massive props. That was probably my favorite part of the entire thing, was knowing exactly what was going on. It felt like a breath of fresh air, because in the past the way it's been done is we were kind of a little separated. I'm not gonna go too into detail, but we were a little bit separated from the rest of the people and stuff like that, so we're kind of in our own little bubble. And to me that felt a little outcasty, but also it was hard to kind of know what was happening. We would be hey, something just happened, and we would have no one to tell it to except our streamer. And then our streamer, we would let our streamer know, and our streamer would go through 5 different strings to find out the information, and come back to us 3 minutes later, and it's already too late. At that point, the time has already gone past the point, right? But in this event it was instant. We instantly knew what was going on, and it was really great. And this was something that was a topic of discussion for last time, and it was fixed, just to make it clear. So it wasn't something that was consistent the entire time, and it's not no one listened to us. This was something that was fixed over time. What I just liked is that Vision instantly had that access to that from the top, literally before we even started the show or anything. We already had all the information, everything we need to know. Just made it feel a lot smoother. The other thing is we didn't have to work on the controller this time around, which was the little cards that come out. I won't go into detail again because again it's part of production, but long story short, there is a way to have those cards come out. And before, it actually used to be the casters that did it, but they changed it up this time, and it made it a lot smoother to cast. So from a caster's perspective, I really enjoyed it. So I really love that about it too. Overall, really well. I don't know from the player side or from the viewership side how everything looked. I don't know for y'all out there who either competed, or if you were just watching the stream and you didn't compete, or if you just had it on the background. I don't know in terms of how it looked from that perspective. I'm hoping it looked well, but I have no idea. Let's focus more on the match, which was great. Yeah, Fuzzy, you got super lucky, because we did not. This is the first time we've never had to touch the controller. I already voiced my parts to you. Yeah, you did exactly. And I think overall a lot of stuff got fixed. There was the or something. I think there's some stuff with the chat, but I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that. I didn't really keep up with the chat. I usually try to keep chat off, unless there's something I want to hear. Since there is a delay, sometimes I'll open the chat, not the chat, but the Twitch. I'll open the Twitch stream up just so I can hear what was said, in the 3-minute time span, and then I'll just close it again. I passed out after Europe finished. That's perfectly fine. I mean, honestly, NA is the weirdest one for Europe times. I feel like AO and NA are the easiest ones to watch or fall asleep to, and then EU is the weird one. You were very lucky indeed. I also had to go to casters. Yeah, thank you. I think in terms of casters, me, Ty, and Fuzzy, I think all did a really good job. And for Fuzzy's first time, I think Fuzzy performed well, for first time stuff. Overall, I think all the casters we've had up to now in terms of NLA have all been really good casters. I can't really think of anyone that like stands out. I think everyone has performed really well in one way or another. So I just want to make that clear, in case I haven't made it clear in the past. But I just want that to be known. But for Fuzzy's first time, I think Fuzzy did amazing. I usually, for me at least, when I go to, if I'm going to bed, AO is on, and when I wake up, NA is on. So it's like perfect. And EU is like happening when I sleep. So it's kind of just like awkward timing. Hey, welcome in, Swagnolia. How are you doing? But yeah, overall, I thought it was really well. And I don't know why, but I did get a lot of people asking me. So here you go. I don't know if this helps you in any sort of way, but guess what? Here's the information. And I don't think I'm saying anything that's like out there unusual. I think all this stuff is good. I don't really have any negative feedback, to be honest. I think overall, I think this might have been my favorite BRO. In terms of like productivity, like production wise, and how in the stream end of sides, I think from that perspective, this was my favorite BRO. In terms of the format, it's definitely, and like casting the games, like in general, this was definitely my least favorite one. I think we've had way more exciting games in previous BROs, and it has nothing to do with what was chosen. It's just the format right now. The format's just kind of dull. That's the format's fault. I think I didn't enjoy the games as much as I wanted to enjoy the games. Whereas in the past, I'd be like, whoa! I think Premium was the only other one where I was kind of close to kind of being like more meh, because there's just so many cards that I just didn't know about, and I'd just be like, I don't know what I'm looking at, guys. I don't know what it does, but it does something. So, lack of diversity. It's not even the lack of diversity. We saw a bunch of different decks and all that kind of stuff. It's just, it just wasn't as like hype as D and Premium have been. I don't really know why. It's not the Steam Maiden stuff. It really isn't even that. It's just, I don't know. For some reason, Prism format was just funner to watch. I don't know why. maybe no, it's equals boring. I don't know. I mean, it's your first time, you're excited. Oh, of course. Well, fuzzy first time. It's like you're on like a first time high. Like A, you're like casting for Bushi, and B, you're casting with people you kind of know, and C, you're casting. So it's kind of like a, you know. So personally, it did bore me that every other game was a Gears game. Honestly, yeah, I feel like I feel like, at least it's just my personal opinion, but I'm with you on that. I didn't really I don't know, I can't really explain it. I think weirdly enough, the times I was off, those matches seem more interesting than the matches that I casted, but it's okay, it's just luck based at that point, so it doesn't matter. We've been seeing, whereas with the Peel's turn, we had a lot of pet decks. Yeah, every cool deck kept going up against Steam Maiden. I know, it's perfectly fine. I do know for a fact that they were trying to keep it diverse, and I will say that was 100%. There was a lot of attempts to keep it diverse. Just to be fair, it's not one of those like they didn't want it or anything like that. There was definitely a desire. Personally, for me, it's more of I'm just tired of seeing the same decks for the last 3-4 years. I don't know. It's kind of like, oh look, it's Vanquisher guys again. Oh look, it's Jets again. It's Steam Maiden guys again. Oh look, it's Bermuda Triangle again. It's like, oh, there goes Gurgit again. Like, it's just the same. It's just the same decks. It's just been this ever since 2020. It's been the same decks. There's been a couple minor changes here, of course. You know, we had Heal Guardians, we had Banless, but I'm not gonna lie. I think we could really use another festival collection. So yeah, quick collection. That's what. You're right. But yeah, Mako was pretty cool to see. Unless he gets axed, I don't even know. I don't even think it's gonna get axed anymore. I thought it was going to be, and then they brought it back in Japan, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not. I don't even know what's going on anymore. You know what? I'm just vibing. At this point, I'm just here like hard games. Great stuff. I'm just enjoying. I'm on the ride. I'm on the ride. I'm just this is me. Just going with the flow. I don't even care anymore. Marketing wise, this event wasn't marketed anywhere near as much as the other ones have been, especially since the other ones were kind of all happening side by side. I do feel like in terms of social media, there was a lot more lacking in social media, and that's the other thing that I thought was kind of interesting, because in the last events we've had like the hashtag BRO, we've had like the caster announcements, we've had like just a lot of hype. We had a lot of hype go into BRO, but this time it just kind of like came out of nowhere. It was like, worlds guys, worlds, and then worlds, right? And then like in the back, I'll drink in a second, Ninja. In the back of like the like in like a freaking alley somewhere, you just see from the far distance just this eye image come out, and it's just BRO 2023, but it's still in the alleyway. It's still there, but it's just You know, it's just like you could just barely see it, but it's happening, but it's just there. Like they really didn't I feel like it wasn't very well planned. Anyway, let me drink my water. I got seltzer 1, seltzer 2. I guess I'll have seltzer 1. Oh wait, I have Dasani. I have Dasani as well here. I usually drink from the refrigerator, but this is here, and I don't know where this came from, and I'm kind of questioning, where did I get this? I don't actually know, and I don't like the fact that I don't know. It's okay, it can't hurt you. It's just water, guys. It's all just water. I know it sounds crazy, but this is water. That's water right there. Both of those are water. This coffee has water in it. It's just water at the end of the day. Whether it's Dasani or tap water or Brita water or water from the toilet. It's all just water. Coffee has water in it, technically. You have to make it with water, so... You know? You still need to, like, filter your water, and it dehydrates you in the end. It does, but that's besides the point. There is still a percentage of water in here. There is... I'm gonna try and tilt this without... There's water in there. There's water. Ways to piss off Kyobi 101.